It's time for Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 timeout powered by Dell. We're looking ahead to the first afternoon game at Sharjah, Mumbai Indians against Sunrisers Hyderabad. Let's see what Sanjay Manjrekar and Gautam Gambhir have to say. Right, Sanjay, Gautam, you know the drill. First of 5 statements coming your way. Our first statement is batting first is a big advantage in afternoon games at Sharjah. Gautam.
Could be. I don't see actually a lot of difference, especially Sharjah, because I think it's a smaller ground. Wicket might just get better.
We've seen 220 plus chased at Sharjah, Sanjay. But does the afternoon games change things?
Marginal advantage for the team batting first. Marginal, because you just got 2 people exposed to what's going to be severe heat instead of 11. But, considering chasing in Sharjah, small ground and everything in favor of the batsman, I don't think it's as big an advantage as it would be, as we saw in Abu Dhabi.
All right, let's go to our next statement, and that is that Mumbai Indians should play Lynn at Sharjah. Sanjay?
A bit too early because of the class of Quinton de Kock. They might want to keep him going, but there can be an argument that these are the kind of pitches that Lynn would love. But let's not forget, the left-hand, right-hand combination would be broken for Mumbai Indians if Lynn comes in. So,
well, Lynn knows, Gautam Gambhir knows Lynn better than most. Would you play him though at Sharjah, Gautam?
No, not before Quinton de Kock. He's just too good a player and he will come off. Yeah, I think if I have to compare Quinton de Kock to Lynn, the fear what he puts to the opposition is much more than what Lynn puts into the mind of the opposition.
All right, fair enough. Let's go to our next point, and that is that Sunrisers should hold back Rashid Khan for the Kieron Pollard and Hardik Pandya matchup. Gautam?
Depends on the situation of the game. You can't just think that you have to keep Rashid Khan for Pollard and Pandya. You never know. There's Rohit Sharma, there's Ishan Kishan, there's Quinton de Kock. If they go berserk, they might have to just push Rashid to bowl in the first 6 overs, and you don't even know what's the status of Bhuvneshwar. Yeah. So you can't just go into the game thinking that we need to have Rashid for Pollard and Pandya. So it depends on the situation.
Sanjay?
Yeah, depends on who's batting first and stuff like that as well. If it's a run chase and, you might be tempted to keep Rashid Khan later for Pollard and Hardik. But, if Mumbai Indians are batting first and they're just blazing away with a great start, let's not forget the others aren't, bad players. If you keep Rashid Khan away from people like Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, and that is why you keep thinking of Mumbai Indians as a team, that has so much depth that if you keep Rashid Khan for later, who's going to tackle those guys at the top?
All right, let's go to our next statement, and that is that the Sunrisers Hyderabad should bat Pandey later on with Kane Williamson at 3. Sanjay?
See, in the last game when they lost an early wicket, and I think Pandey came in the second over itself, and he started playing the ball in the air. So if they're sending Pandey to exploit the advantage that you have with just 2 fielders outside in the first 6 overs, then it's fair play if he's going to bat in that fashion. But if it's just a standard kind of batting order for virtually every game, then I'd rather see somebody like Kane Williamson come in, because Pandya, I think, is a better number 4 than Kane Williamson. But having said that, both, I think, are playing superbly. And Manish Pandey did his job in the first 6 overs, playing in the way that he did.
Gautam?
I would play Kane at number 3 anytime. He's a better player of fast bowling. He can rotate better. But Manish Pandey, yes, he can hit those big shots. But Manish Pandey still needs to learn how to rotate against spinners, because he tends to play a lot of dot balls. So I would definitely have Kane batting at number 3. And he's going to be a glue, which will have people like Warner, Bairstow, Manish Pandey play the way they want to play. So Kane Williamson at 3 would probably my choice.
All right, let's go to our final point. It is Sharjah after all, and our final statement is that both teams can do with an extra specialist bowler. We don't know the extent of Bhuvneshwar Kumar's injury after that game against Chennai, but we expect him to miss this one. Gautam?
I don't know what are the options. They've got Siddharth Kaul, they've got Sandeep Sharma.
Yeah.
Obviously, they might have to just actually drop someone of an overseas. Who would that be? And pick someone like a Billy Stanley. I don't know, because they don't have too many options, to be honest. And it's a smaller ground. But then there's a lot of problem on that front. It's difficult to replace someone like Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and especially against a batting lineup like Mumbai Indians. So they've already won 2, so I don't think they're going to make a lot of changes. They might just swap Bhuvneshwar Kumar with someone like Siddharth call. Apart from that, I don't think so there would be any more changes.
Sanjay?
Yeah, they're going with 6-7 bowling options, but when you look at that bowling lineup, they don't have anybody, that like Cummins or Pattinson on a flat Sharjah pitch who can just hold the batsman back or get them out. So Billy Sandlake is a tempting option, but who would dare drop Bairstow to get a Sandlake in, because the others are undroppable, from the performances that we've seen. So I think they'll go with the same players on a Sharjah pitch. Call or Sandeep Sharma is a toss-up. I don't think they'll have to worry too much about spin. That's taken care of. Abhishek Sharma bowled a bit in the last game. Abdul Samad, I think, bowled 4 overs. So, they've got all these options, but not exciting ones, but they'll have to make do with those.
And I guess both of you are happy with Mumbai having enough bowling options, so no changes suggested there. Thank you very much, Sanjay Manjrekar and Gautam Gambhir, for looking ahead to that game between Mumbai and Sunrisers Hyderabad on Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell.